Thank you, Dave. Those March floodwaters are gone, but the damage they left behind is front and center, and the people most affected want something done right now. News 12 New Jersey's Renji Sinha joined Essex County flood victims at a meeting in Fairfield held to address that very issue. And Renji, what are you hearing tonight?
Well, Brian, the rain is definitely something people in Fairfield don't want to see. Ironic that today we have the long soaking rain, the kind that causes floods. Despite that, literally hundreds of people made their way out to this elementary school for a meeting about mitigating all that flooding. They wanted answers, and they're saying they really have had enough, and the meeting got testy at times.
You always get concerned, you know. I'm concerned with my property value more than anything. You know, I'm 23 years paying mortgages. My third house. You would think at this point in my life I'd have a lot of equity left in my house. I don't have too much equity right now.
Just add water is not a phrase that people in Fairfield like to hear, since water that's fallen into these rivers has caused major floods repeatedly in the past 5 to 6 years. Some people blame a dam in Oakland. Others say it's the fact the rivers haven't been dredged. Whatever the case, the floods are coming and hitting people hard.
I've been living here for 40 years. All of a sudden, they're pushing me out. I feel no good. And I love Fairfield. It's a beautiful town.
You don't want to leave it.
I don't want to leave, no. Oh, my life I've been here.
So this standing room only crowd came to see what's causing the floods and to hear solutions. The Pumpkin River literally is preventing the Passaic from flowing after heavy rains, which is a reason for some of the major floods. A public advocacy group says using levees and flood walls could be one solution, along with dredging, managing local dams better, and stopping development in the floodplain, all of which would require action, which some say is needed now, not later.
Well, how much money needs to be lost by the homeowners or loss of life, which hasn't happened yet, but inevitably might before something's done.
Now, the Army Corps of Engineers was at the meeting tonight. It says it needs 3 things to take action: authority, money, and a non-federal sponsor, probably the state of New Jersey, but it needs Congress to sign off on all of that. Then it can start the plan to mitigate flooding along the Passaic River. Of course, there is a major cost in this, about $1.8 billion, and that would be shared, Brian, between the federal government and the state of New Jersey evenly. So, obviously, a lot of costs there and a lot of questions still remain.
And I'm sure that money doesn't mean a whole lot to those folks right now. They've been trying for all those years to get something done. Thanks, Renji.